How's it going? And welcome to the Sober Web. I am Clark, the creator here, and I'm so happy to have you here because maybe you have just undergone 4 weeks of sobriety with dry January, and now maybe you're thinking about going back to alcohol and giving it a try, or maybe just testing the water again. And I just want to urge you not to. Do not say goodbye, dry January. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't go back to alcohol because you've got 4 weeks under your belt. 4. And what's another 4? Give dry February a go, then dry March, then dry April. Just keep going, keep going. And I've got 3 reasons why you should keep going. All right, 1 contains a personal story about myself. The 3rd one, famous people that you might know, in the hopes that we get to motivate you to not go back to alcohol. All right, but first, actually, let me know where you're at with your sober journey. How many days have you gone without alcohol? And then secondly, if you're thinking about going back to alcohol, let me know in the comments why you would do that. Because I don't see the value in it, and I think that your life is better without it. Leave a comment, but now let's get into reason number 1, you should not drink alcohol again, because really you're just on the cusp of something amazing. All right, 4 weeks is an amazing amount of time. Honestly, it's a really, really big deal that you've gone an entire month without alcohol. And it's just the beginning, though. It is just the beginning. 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year. These are major milestones in the sober journey that can really free your mind, body, and spirit from the confines of what alcohol does to you, to us in general. So please, don't give up. Don't limit what you're feeling. Maybe you're sleeping better. Maybe you've lost some weight already. You might be dealing with a little bit of like bigger feelings around things, but you're coping with life on life's terms without alcohol being needed to get through the day or through a night. All right, so that's reason number 1. Now, reason number 2, honestly, it can be really dangerous because when you take time off from alcohol and then you go back, you kind of drink as if you didn't take off any time from alcohol in any way. And yeah, maybe you're like, I'm going to try 1 this weekend, and then that weekend goes really well, and then your mind says, oh, hey, you did really well with 1. What about 2 this time? And then it's like, what about 4 this time? And then hopefully the next thing you don't know is that you're binge drinking. Case in point, my final relapse was back in 2017. My sober date's October 1st, 2017. I was 90 days sober, and I was on a business trip in Reykjavik, Iceland. And honestly, I knew I was going to relapse when I went because I was in a really bad place, going through a really, really hard time. And I knew that being in a country where no one knew me, I could have a beer and no one would ever know. Maybe I would have 2 beers and no one would ever know. No one would need to know a relapse happened because I was just alone, all by myself for the most part. But the problem was, after 90 days of not drinking, that 1 beer was nice. And I controlled myself. So the next day I thought maybe a glass of wine with lunch with my colleagues. Yeah, I'm doing good. Maybe a couple glasses of wine, actually. Oh, feel good. Now a little nap. And then that night, well, the itch got really, really bad. And if it wasn't for a colleague of mine, I would have slept on the streets of Reykjavik because I have no idea how I got back to my hotel bed. And that turned into a really, really bad few days of drinking after I got back home, because I took off 90 days and I thought I could just go back to the way that things were, when in reality, it's not possible and it's really dangerous. All right, so I'm trying to help you possibly save your life metaphorically and literally. That please be very careful if you decide to go back to alcohol. I hope that you don't, but please be very careful. It's a really dicey path, okay? Now finally, reason number 3 is that ultimately with alcohol in your life, you'll never become the person that you are meant to be, all right? Think about people like Bradley Cooper, Guardians of the Galaxy series. That might not have happened. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. That never would have happened had he not gotten sober, because he went through a lot of rehabs and arrests because of substance abuse. Like, there are so many stories out there of people who have become amazing and powerful in their own way because they gave up an addiction, alcohol, substance, whatever it is, in order to become something more. So if you continue to drink, you are still living the life that you're meant to live, but you're not living it as fully as you could if alcohol was not in the picture. All right? And it goes back to 1, you've got to give it more than 4 weeks. You've got to give it your entire life. All right? So dry January is over. You can say goodbye to dry January. I really hope you don't, but I hope you say hello to dry February, and then every single month after Because life without alcohol is so worth it because you're fully alive and you begin to handle everything in a way that can just make life so much better because you're not fighting the flow of life anymore. You're going with it. So there you go. 3 reasons not to say goodbye dry January. 3 reasons to keep your sobriety going and to keep moving forward towards the person that you want to be and the life that you want to have. All right. And that, I believe, embraces sobriety in one way or another. Okay. So hit the like button. Please share this. Most importantly, share this with anyone that you think needs to hear it, that might benefit from it. And of course, I would love it if you subscribed and become a member of the Sober Web to support me and to support yourself in your sober journey and anyone else out there that is on the same journey as us. I appreciate your time and your listening, and much love, much life.